Peace, 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 fam. How y'all doing? What's happening? Peace and blessings. It's the evening of November 20th, so Wednesday night, and I am done for the day for sure. But of course, I had to get on here and say a little something, something. Well, before I get right into it, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I hope you liked my Pluto and Aquarius video. I know I was all over the place, but it was just really important to me. And I know I've been through the fire and through the storm and all kinds of things. And I think my presence reflected that. But it's all good. It's all about acceptance. Um, so yeah, I appreciate your gentleness and your kindness and your generosity. Um, so yeah, I'm kind of getting to the point where I the talk about the election is getting old. Okay, it's just people are really milking this thing, and the left won't let go, and the right are enjoying every moment of it. But I do still keep tabs on what is happening, and I remember saying to a coworker last week as we were talking about the election, and they know I have very for them is very extreme views because I live in a very left state, a sanctuary state, and but I don't hold back, and they know that, and they just they just hear me out. They appreciate my views. They don't agree, but they appreciate that. They know I'm honest. I'm not dogmatic. I'm just honest. But the point is, I remember saying to this person, I just hope that the left, meaning Biden and Harris, won't do something stupid, crazy before they leave office. And I was thinking they wouldn't do something like make some decision that would drain the coffers, if you will, like pour money out to in some ridiculous way and leave the government broke, like really broken. That was what my thought was when I said to him, I hope they just don't do anything crazy, stupid. But I certainly didn't have on my mind that Biden would give Zelensky the green light to use long range missiles and come close to starting a war. I wasn't thinking that. I thought there's no way they would do anything that would bring physical harm to the American people. But I was wrong. How wrong was I? The other thing, too, is because there's so much lamenting continuing to go on, the grief as a result of, Trump winning, and not just barely winning, but winning by a landslide, and the hope of these folks, um, white and brown, to find a way to install Harris by any means necessary, right? So this is where they are. I'm hearing spiritualists, quote unquote, say, my guys are telling me that he won't be inaugurated. My guys are saying this, and my guys are saying, it's this is what's really going to happen. And It sounds so pathetic. It does. You sound pathetic. And to but this is the transit that we're in. We are officially in Pluto and Aquarius, but this is the transit that we're in. Even just the shadow of it was there over the past couple of weeks, where this big thing happened, and it took months for it to play out. And things get wild during campaign season, but it's a big deal, right? For most people, not all people, because I know there was a time I just was like, I don't care. I don't want to, you know, I was young and I was trying to get my footing in the door, and listening to politics every day was not the way to do it. Although, I don't know if I would have made much difference had I been more involved at the time, but I digress. The point is, it was a big deal. And this transit, this energy of the day, and not 2 days specifically, but of this moment in time. Um, as always, it shows people, tells us people are in these kinds of situations. It's one of those events that says, this is who this person really is. And that's nothing new. That's always been the case. Who are people when they're under pressure? Who are people when they get down to the last seconds of the game, and how do they emerge as those winners? Do you crumble under pressure? Do you crack under pressure? I guess is the phrase. But people surely, as human beings, we surely show others who we are, when we get down to the nitty gritty of things. I know I did. I know I did. I made some big mistakes in the past. And I knew I was under pressure and I cracked, you know. But if you get me in a work environment and I'm under pressure, I rise to the occasion every single time. As a matter of fact, I might lag a little, and hold back a little and get a little, lethargic in the work area, because it's like I need a little pressure to get me going. I do very well in the workplace, but out in the world, it was something I had to work on. So this is nothing new. And this election was nothing new. But this election was different. It was different. It felt like there was more at stake. You could feel that, and people said it. And I even said it, not to others, but to myself, like there was much more at stake here. So this was a big event that happens every 4 years in this country. And there was a lot more at stake, actually. So there was a little extra something there. And as with anything of this nature, it came down to the wire, and there was a major upset, and people were show who they really are under pressure. And in this case, it was those who call themselves spiritual beings, or experts in astrology or cardology, or whatever. And like I said before, I found that those authentic persons who are in the spirit realm, they didn't get all in the mix with this stuff. They stayed on cue. They stayed with their guys. They didn't get up in the mix in it. I didn't even hear them talk about it. I talk about it a little bit, but they weren't in the mix, not before, not during, not after. I'm pretty sure somewhere down the line somebody asked them a question about it, and I'm sure, and I have one person in mind who I'm thinking of, who is just um, at the top of her game. She really is. Erin Lyons. She's just really at the top of her game, just pure, genuine human being. But even Ralph Smart, he talks about the election, things like that, but he always talks about it from a balanced point of view. He always talks about it from the view that he always takes, when he gets on air and he has something to share and he gives his insight. But there's no lamenting from these folks. You feel me? And so when I hear these women who are, you know, prominent in this community, you know, uh, deal with, the first of all, predict, the win or not. When an astrologer predicts, who's going to win an election, not win, it's always, based on this science, based on the past, based on this, based on that. They do some research and they're like this, and I'm not saying a little intuition doesn't go into it, but it's more science. And actually, that's what these spiritualists said. And I feel like I'm a broken record because I talked about this before. They're like the astrologers got it right, but the spiritual folks, the tarot folks, got it wrong. So anyway, getting back to my point, you have these same persons who are still lamenting. They're in various phases of their grief, and they've been predicting that, they are going to get what they wanted and desired by any means necessary, basically. Their guides are going to, are telling them this. But why would anybody listen to their guides when their guides led them down the wrong path in the first place? You feel me? Like, I wouldn't listen to your guides because they're already making a fool of you. And you're doubling down on this thing. But so anyway, so for Biden, let me get back to my main point. So for Biden to make this decision, essentially on the cusp of Pluto moving into Aquarius and pushing this war to the brink of a World War III, was just ridiculous to me. Like I said, I had hoped that they would do something to break the economy financially, but a war will do that. But it'll also break some folks, right? He'll kill a lot of folks. And so I just didn't expect him to do that. But I brought up the spiritualists and everything for a reason, because Biden made this decision, now they're talking about impeachment. And impeachment means that they would conveniently put Harris in his role. They will remove him from office, make her the president anyway, right? And then the Democrats would have some, some little funky game that they will play to try to ensure that she remains in office. I swear to you, I really do, that you have got to be a stupid, desperate, ridiculous, nonsensical moron, flat out moron, to want imagery so badly that you are willing to hope, to pray, to project that a war would be necessary, or that you will want a war, or you would even want to put this country at risk of a war just for some imagery? You've got to be a friggin' moron. The false of the false prophets. Now, I don't know if they did this because they want to, you know, um, what's the phrase? They want to, oh, there's a word out that's at the tip of my tongue and it just won't come out. They want to basically feed off our energy to get us up in arms because they do that too. When I say they, I mean the deep state. They love to feed off the energy of the melanated folks, you know, and folks in general, but particularly us. And they love to feed off our energy and they do these triggering things to get us all hyped up and trigger, some PTSD if they can. And, you know, just to feed off that energy, pretty much like they said was the case with the Tyson fight. Like they did that fight on the full moon, Jake, when he fought the white guy, Jake, whatever his name is. They did that on a full moon. And, and knowing that people would be angry. And some people put it in perspective. And I don't think they got the energy they were hoping if that were the case. And people are more aware of the tricks and the games that they've been doing over and over and over again over the years. But you got to be a friggin' moron, the lowest of the lowest to trigger some kind of war with Russia just so you can get a back door open for Harris to take the presidency and say, yes, indeed, was a first black. She's not. Okay. I'm just not. I can't with y'all. I swear I can't. You don't hear anything. You don't listen. You're stuck on stupid. You're just ridiculous in every sense of the word. You're just absolutely ridiculous. And it just, it baffles me how stupid people are. I swear, I thought I would be that person that would say, that would just call people stupid. I just thought that's just such a demeaning word. But I swear, y'all are the most stupid ass people I have ever, ever encountered. Now, it seems like Biden had his wits about him over these past few weeks, even during the last couple of weeks during the campaign. And after he came up off the beach and he seemed to get his wits about him a little bit better. So, and people are saying, well, who's really running this country? Well, I mean, he seemed like he was doing okay. I can't imagine she loses and she's back up underneath him and manipulating him. I don't see that. At first I thought that was the case, but I don't see that because if that were the case, she would have separated herself from him during the campaign, and that's what hurt her. That was one of the things that hurt her. So I don't know who's the manipulator here. It seems like Biden is. Either way, I never trusted the man. Always said no, no. It's just something about him. And then when I learned more about him, I was like, yeah. But the point is this. Whatever your agendas are, Whatever your motives are, whatever your intentions are, whatever desperation you're under, whatever ridiculous energy that has taken hold of you and has you mesmerized and literally walking around like a buffoon, because that's what you all are at this point. Whatever these things are, let me just say this. When I pulled the card yesterday, the Moonology card, and it says bring love into the situation. I believe it was a new moon in Aquarius card. Y'all better do that. That's that thing y'all better be doing. Because I don't know why you would think your karma won't come back and bite you in the ass. I'm not really sure why you don't think that will happen. Or is it your fate that you would do this stupid thing, play this stupid game for the sole purpose for people like me to sit up on camera and call y'all stupid and call you out for the public ridiculous dunce that you are? I truly have, I've never been inclined to call people these words and these names, but you are literally playing such a ridiculously dangerous game. I have no, I feel nothing when I say these words, nothing whatsoever, because you are a dunce. If you think, to the spiritualist, if you think someone's going to be stupid enough to listen to your guides and just follow you, continue to follow you down a path, like what? Nobody in their right mind is going to do that. So your followers are all, is as far as I'm concerned, they're all, you all are under the same fate, destruction. You're so hell bent to make someone an ethnic an ethnicity that they are not, just so you can say that we had a melanated woman in office. I mean, God, y'all are stupid. There was another woman on the Breakfast Club today, and she ran this ridiculous post debate forum, and it was just a mess. It was a hot mess. And, you know, people were up in arms. It's like, see, you older women. I was like, yo, you're not even going to put me in a category with this woman. First of all, this woman's not even FBA. Now, she may have done good in the community. She did some awesome things and exposed some things that need to be exposed. That's all good. I give her all her props for that. Nobody's going to throw me as an older woman in a category with a woman like her who acted so ridiculous on camera. And she comes back out after, you know, 2 months of complete and utter humiliation for her behavior. And then they go in and ask her, why do you think Harris lost? And she starts breaking down. I wish I had my whiteboard here. And they're like, is it that much? She's breaking it down. Not once did she say I was part of the ridiculousness that caused her to lose. Not once. I mean, I swear, I just can't. That's like, that's like going to a basketball court and breaking the backboard and then disappearing for 2 months and then coming back and then telling people all the reasons why, everything, why no one can play in the court. And never even mentioning that you were the one that broke the backboard. I mean, like, what the hell? These women out here doing this stuff are not FBAs. You are doing this ridiculousness and then doing it all in the name of a Black woman. And I'm tired of y'all appropriating um, American Black women. I'm tired of y'all doing it because and I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's good that we're identifying, but we really have to take more time and identify, well, who are you really? Where are you from? We need to literally break down where exactly you're from just so that you can take credit. Your country, because this country is not your country. You know why I say that? Because the first thing you say is, well, I'm from boom, or I'm from there, or I'm from, you always say back in my country. So we know that America is not your country. You're just here to make money. You're just here to get goods, to get the goodies, get the goodie bag, and anything free. But, and then you boast. Well, in my country, everything's it's just hunky dory. We have big houses. We don't have this, and y'all have this thing here. We don't have this in our country. Oh, you should come to our country. Why are you here? That's usually my first question. Why are you here? If it's so juicy over there, why would you leave? Why? And someone said to me, well, why did you leave your hometown? Not your home country, because I'm here. This is my soil, America. But why did you leave your hometown and come live where you are now? I was like, promotion, money. So, and I wanted to experience something more than my hometown. Everybody wants something. Why didn't I go back? The same reason I left. I couldn't get enough money quick enough to do what I wanted to do. I could do it here. And it took, it was a great risk for me. And I missed a lot of things in my hometown. But one of the things I wanted in my hometown, I found it hard to do, staying there. I didn't have enough resources and, enough support and options to do what I wanted to do, you know? So that's why I did it. So someone might say, well, that's why I left my country. Couldn't get the money and blah, blah, blah. But I'm not here in this state, you know, wimping and whining and trying to make people feel bad about how great my other state was. Because I know I could jump in the car and go and get there in a couple of hours. You feel me? So you come here, you got a husband. So now you're lamenting because you miss your home. Okay, fine. But don't try to make us feel badly for it. I think I digress quite a bit. Anyway, let me get back to this. These these women and men, these tethers who are trying to convince foundational Black Americans why We are so stupid for either not voting or voting for, uh, voting red. Half of us stayed on the couch and half of us didn't vote Democrat. You're calling us stupid. But the red folks didn't spend a bill, they didn't blow through $1 billion with nothing to show for it and still in debt and still lost. I mean, would you call that a winner? And you're grappling. The whole left side is just grappling. How can we continue to do what we do, fix this and still be who we are and never make a change? Um, you're not. You're not going to be able to do anything to help you keep you stuck on stupid, which is where you just prefer to be. Okay. And maybe that's why you're making this ridiculous uh, decisions that's bringing two countries who don't want to go to war. And you won't even be the ones, these people making these decisions won't even be the ones out there on the front line. How dare you? I think the people need to take more of an active role in getting you ridiculous ass Congress people and executive branch people and senators. Y'all need to take your asses home and hit reset because you're ruining a whole country. You're just ruining a whole country. You're ruining my country. So I'm going to tell you folks right now, whatever you're praying for, whatever um, potion y'all got going on, whatever you're speaking out into the atmosphere, I promise you, you're just speaking to a mirror. You are trying to force something that won't be forced. If your guides are lie to you in the first place to throw you off the scent of what was really going to take place, that should be your cue to stop. You are in a state of psychosis. And if what you think you're doing is working to, I don't know what, spiritually manipulate Biden to make this stupid decision so that they can impeach him and put her in office. Do you all know what you're even suggesting or doing? Do you know this thing can go really wrong for this woman? You're not thinking. You're not thinking this through. You sure are not thinking this through at all. It is 10 p.m. on the dot. 1000. That is my number. That is my archangel, Anael. And that means it's time to go. All right. So you got my message. Bring love into the situation, and then you'll get out of your state of psychosis. Okay. So I just had to throw that out there. And I don't know, warn somebody. maybe, maybe down the road somewhere, like warn y'all, like, hello, you might want to stop now. I'm tired, as you can tell. So I'm gonna head out here. Peace and love to everyone. Um, I will be back on this week for sure. But I prefer to have, I'm working out some, um, creative things to do. And I'm thinking maybe a Wednesday wisdom day. Just, today is Wednesday. I don't know how much wisdom I was able to give you. It was more kind of like a preachy thing. But if you got some wisdom out of it, then there you have it. So welcome to my new Wisdom Wednesday. All right, folks. God bless, or not God bless, but peace and blessings to you. Um, stay safe, stay grounded, love yourself, and always bring love into the situation. Okay? You feel me? All right. Peace, 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 peace. And again, thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. May your smile be as beautiful and bright as the star that you are. All right. See ya.